So I'm going to try and break the mold on this assignment. I know it's a writing assignment, but I want to do it in a video because I want to accurately describe ATS, the applicant tracking systems. I will provide a reference page, and I will make a clear note when I'm actually referencing something inside of the video. So that said, I also need to do the job scan part, which I will also post appropriately. But I'm substituting this video for the essay part. For once, I'm not sorry. So I'm doing this because I really want to explain some key tips on what the ATS is, Applicant Tracking System. I'm going to just refer to it as ATS. Basically, the ATS is a system that has evolved from technology, right? Computer. And it's basically an online footprint, an online profile of yourself for applying to jobs. Employers use this because it saves them time, saves them effort. It does a bit of the sorting through for them. With anything that becomes easier, though, there are also some drawbacks. I'm going to quote from How Employers Use Applicant Tracking Systems by Allison Doyle here. So this will be one of the first references. To summarize it, she basically says the applicant tracking system is used by loading up personal information, loading up experience, loading up skill into an online portfolio, basically. And then it gets put into a database. And then from that database, they sort, pick out keywords, and try and identify and sort you into the best kind of category for a job that you're applying to. Obviously, you can apply for a job. Some jobs will actually seek you out and pick out keywords from your resume. So it works back and forth. It makes it very streamlined. It makes it easy for the computer to, the database to identify what your strong points are, what your weak sides are. Another benefit that she exclaims in here, and that is also exclaimed in the job scan blog that we had. What's the title of this bad boy? The 8 things you need to know about applicant tracking systems. This is the one that you gave us for the resource. Is that the keyword searches help find your niche and help you apply yourself to the correct job that you're applying for. The downside, and this is the part that Allison in her article really explains, is that with this there's some drawbacks. So keeping in mind that anything that's easier implies that there could be potential anything can have potential drawbacks, but in streamlining the process with keywords and key phrases and specific things that it's looking at, you run the risk of losing potential applicants that would be well applied for the job because you seem to, an example would be me, actually. I'm going from healthcare to AI. And even though I might be good for the job, I might have great application for it, vision, proficient skill, a lot of my resume items will have medical in their name, in their title, in their description. And so the ATS system might actually look at my resume and be like, you're way more suited for medical, not realizing key thought, right? Key thought would be changing careers, and so the only way I can really protect against that is to not include a lot of the medical that I have in there. Even though you want to look like you've been with a company and done things in your life, If you include too much of it, or if you include the wrong implication of it, it's going to see that you're one thing and not the other, and the other is being what you want to actually become. So that's some of the downside. The plus is that it makes it super easy to track yourself as well. A lot of these companies will hold resumes for a very long time. It takes the time out of some of these things, as far as, you don't have to look in the newspaper, you don't have to constantly adjust, and if you do have to adjust, it's just a 1, 2, 3 click kind of a deal, save. The ATS also looks at a resume that you build at home via Word document or Excel or something, however you prefer, and it formats it for employers into a more accessible, searchable and accessible format so that they can see it. It's more universal, I guess, more of a universal and easy to read format. This can actually be seen in the, it's so funny, in the 20 ATS friendly resume templates here. It's a short article, super short. I'll also put that in there, but it says that within 6 seconds, the ATS will provide a format, and within 6 seconds, for those who do read, the companies that do read the points that you've put on there, because a lot of companies like to at least scan them, for potential candidates. Within 6 seconds, they already know if they're interested and want to learn more, or if they're done. You're no longer inside of the holding interest to them. So that's very big. Another thing that the ATS kind of flows around is the fancy doesn't count anymore. So you can embellish and flair, but the ATS system will really word it out, or root out what you're trying to say and what you're good at and what you're not. So sounding smart and all that stuff, and trying to push bullet points that are not really of interest will get flushed out during the process of your resume being applied to the ATS system. Well, that'd be ATS system, application tracking system. And I will tell you right now, I've seen numerous ones. I myself have applied to USA Jobs, which is a notorious ATS system because it picks out very specific things. And I have seen numerous people who would be beautiful fits for a job in the medical field, at least, go into USA Jobs, but because it's not hitting the keywords, they don't get it. And I've seen a lot of people, so it's almost a system that can be worked. It's not a smart system. It's a helpful system, but it's not a smart system. And so because of that, you can really work your way around the keyword aspect, the simplicity of it. With that said, you definitely want to make sure, dismiss that, that you're not lying to yourself, because in the end, even though you know how to work the ATS system, get the keywords, get the bullet points, know how to have the perfect resume to present it, if you can't perform, that's not going to help you in the end. I honestly think that this is a great spot for AI to come in with a little bit of programmed intuition, a little bit of humanistic qualities that AI can somehow, emulate, and really see, like, AI could simulate the whole, career change. AI can simulate the whole, is this really what they're trying to accomplish? Did they try, are you doing too perfect? It's almost like if you were to take a test, did you do too perfect on the test? That's a little unreasonable. Not saying that there's not people out there that have actually done these things, they've hit the keywords correctly, and they're perfect for the job. But I think AI could kind of run through some of these things in the future, be applied to this system, and really see what's diving down deep into the ATS system and how to interpret good versus bad candidates. I think that the ATS system made this super streamlined, very easy for both companies and applicants, right? I made it so that you can connect to more people quickly for cheap. But what it removed was that human intuition of, are you good for this job? So you still need a little bit of both. You still need this connective tool, right? This networking tool that is a database that helps you find the needle in the haystack. But then you have to really make sure that what you found is the needle. You know, you want to make sure it's not just a piece of hay that's emulating a needle. And I know that's a very warped analogy of it, but you know, and maybe the needle that you found isn't truly the needle that you're looking for. You know, maybe you found the needle in the haystack, but you found the crochet needle and you really need a thin thread needle. You know, and I know that's even more of a warped analogy, but I think that this is both good and bad. And with that said, I think AI can help reintroduce the humanistic aspect to it. But that's just me. And so I have the three analogies in there. I have the one analogy and I have the three resources through the 8 things that you need to know about applicant tracking systems, the 20 resume templates. Those are both from JobScan blogs, and then how employers use applicant tracking systems. And I will put all of these resources in there as far as references, but I really wanted to convey more ideas. And I know talking this out is a lot more efficient for me than writing it. And so I just wanted to make this a video and kind of break away from the norm of writing, just because writing is very professional and good, but at the same time, talking shows another side, another piece to the learning of this topic that needs to be implemented. Think of writing this out would have been the ATS system. You can get your point across, but you lack the humanistic side of it, which is the understanding. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you have any tips for me, or if you prefer writing, I can write that out. Just let me know. But I really wanted to try something different. All right. Thank you and have a good day.